If I have to define midwifery in a couple of words, I think it's dependable and safe. So it might sound very bland. It's not a very dramatic sentence, but that's what I want. That's what I want to look at when I look at midwifery. So it's extremely dependable in the fact that as long as you follow the norm, you're going to have a very favorable outcome. I would say it's a blast from the past because it's coming back now. Midwifery is reliving it's coming back into vogue. Midwifery should be a choice made by two people. So I feel both of you have to be convinced that midwifery works for you guys, because midwifery, at the end of it, when you deliver the child, is all about both of you. The husband's role is, let's say, 5%, but that 5% is very important. The fact that you support, and it's not the physical support anybody can do it, but the emotional backing is very important. So if you're doing midwifery, both of you have to be okay with it. That's criteria 1. Criteria 2 is you need to stick to one person, stick to one center, follow their schedule, attend all classes. I did not attend class, let me be honest with you, but I had articles sent over to me and Janni would make notes. So my wife would make notes. So I would read those. But attending classes makes a big difference because you know what to expect, you know what is going to happen, and you know what are the contingencies. So that is the second criteria. You need to be receptive, right? You need to swallow your risk. There's no question about it. Because it's such a nascent theory in our country. So you always feel the norm is something else and you're going for something else. So you need to trust, and you need to trust the fact that you're doing the right thing. So you will trust as and when you attend your classes, and you see your partner is doing better, she's exercising, she's doing all the right things. So you feel the trust. I think trust is very important. We did discuss about backups. So what we did was we trusted the center to give us a backup. I think that's a I don't know if it's a smart, if I can call it smart, but it's a safe way. So we said, anything happens, you help us, right? So I think again this boils down to the trust, and apart from that, just be a good listener. I think that's all that's needed. If you can listen, I think midwifery works. It works really well. I think that works everywhere, but especially in midwifery. If you can listen to them and just follow what they said, that's what we did. It was picture perfect. One thing which is very well highlighted in midwifery, in the fact that the baby and the mother are given almost equal importance throughout the process, even after the baby is delivered. So equal importance is very important because the mother also has to recover. The mother also needs care. She's going through a lot. There is a lot of emotion. There's a lot of physical change in her. So I think the midwifery caters to that. It really caters to that. It actually tad bit supports the mother a little more, which I'm absolutely fine by, which is the reason why we chose midwifery, because it's almost like a 60-40 towards the mom. And I think that's how it should be, because babies tend to find their way out unless and until something is complicated. They're fine. They have their own cues. They have their own ways of figuring it out. But moms need a lot of support, and midwifery does that. As a norm, it does that. I think that was a great discovery, and that was something which I really liked, which I think should be practiced more often. The way she was treated was very nice. It's good to know that the midwives do it as a norm. It's a practice. It's their way of practice, that they ask you before they examine you. It's a very holistic way of supporting the mother, not just physically or physiologically, but even emotionally and mentally. There is a lot of support, and it was very evident because we were at home and she was having labor. The moment we went there, she was having more intense labor, but even now she claims that my labor was more tolerable there. So it just shows that the amount of trust and the amount of comfort she had with Priyanka, who was our midwife, was tremendous. So she would relax immediately. She couldn't sleep at home. She slept for 2 hours prior to delivering there. So that just shows how much the kind of respect and the kind of comfort she had created around my wife. She was very comfortable, and we are very glad that we delivered in such an environment, and that was a created environment. It doesn't exist with everybody. So it was created over 3 months or 4 months of counseling and talking and information. So I think that kind of defines midwifery.